George Washington, the father of his country. Upon learning that the man who had beaten his mighty army planned to resign his commission at the end of the war and return home to his private life, Great Britain's King George III said, quote, "If he does that, he will be the greatest man in the world." End quote. High praise indeed from a monarch referring to the common-born colonial who had led the American military war for independence against the British. Washington did just that, resigning as commander of the army so that he could return home to Mount Vernon, Virginia, and, he hoped, the life of a planter. King George may have suffered from episodes of insanity caused by the disease porphyria, but in this incident of lucidity he proved to be quite perceptive. But the world did not understand the tall, imposing Virginian who would respond, whenever he was called upon, to serve his country when needed. It was not power that Washington craved, it was honor. Throughout his life, he sought to maintain his dignity as much as he maintained his rank. The man who was known, in his own lifetime, as the father of his country, was a man who put duty above pleasure. He was steadfast, self-disciplined, tall, and commanding in appearance, and focused in pursuit of his goals. He was also hot-tempered and not without vanity. When he was called to Philadelphia by the Continental Congress, he stopped first at his tailor so that a uniform that he had designed could be made for him to wear. He led his troops, both by personal example and by strong military discipline, but he managed to inspire their loyalty through the long years of conflict. He returned to the national stage after the war to preside over the convention charged with writing the Constitution of the United States, and, when that hallowed document was created, he stayed to become the fledgling nation's first president. His driving desire was to be at his home, but when his nation needed him, he put his personal goals aside and did his duty. He is regarded by many as the best of all the 44 presidents, and certainly among those few who are regarded as the very best. His likeness is preserved upon Mount Rushmore. It's seen daily in transactions with the dollar bill and the quarter. Sometimes that's where our knowledge of the first president ends, an image, stern and unyielding and unemotional. Who was the real Washington, the man who loved to dance, who made provisions in his will to free his slaves, who treated young officers such as the Marquis de Lafayette like the sons he never had? We know the military commander, the political leader, and the president. But who was George Washington, the man?